Hello everybody. I'd like to talk about my ideas for Rocksteady's next game, which will probably be a Superman game. I think we should name the game Clark Kent Everyman or else Metropolis Project Everyman. That should be based on the Silver Age comic where Lex discovers that there's a metagene in people and has a chance, and that way he can give ordinary people superpowers. That way, when everyone has superpowers, Clark Kent will just be a normal guy, nothing special or different about him. He'll just be, he can even just tell everyone he used to be Superman, like, oh, that's cool, and he fits in with everyone else. Clark is kind of happy about that, but at the same time, he likes being Superman, and he knows Lex is up to something with this, like, oh well. And the secondary villain in the game will be Mr. Mixus Pitlick. And I think a good story to adapt would be that time Lois started dating this guy, and it was later revealed that was Mixie disguised as him, wanting to make Lois fall in love with him just to mess with Clark. Or we could have Mixie have been banished from the fifth dimension, take the form of a normal human, like a weak, crippled old man, and him trying to use Clark to get him his powers back. Like, that would tie in well with the premise of the game, because he just seemed like so ordinary, and then like we throw curveballs that actually this is one of the most powerful and dangerous things in the universe. He shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been so trusting of him. And Parasite is very Parasite. Instead of the tapes for criminal interviews like we had in Arkham, we're going to have Lex interviewing test subjects for the Everyman project, and like getting a background on their personality. Parasite feels powerless and helpless every day in his society. He isn't powerless because he wants to help people and is unable to. He just feels weak, and like he doesn't. He wants strength. He wants to feel in control. He wants to take power from other people who we think have wronged him. And another subject will be Hannibal Bates, e.g. Everyman, and that's what the project will be named after. He is a homeless man down on his luck, like a lot like Clark. Well, a lot like people like it's a bit like Clark in other aspects. People walk by him every day. No one thinks anything of him. He can only shapeshift into someone if he gets a piece of their DNA or their blood. He can mimic DNA that he's encountered. He will be a boss. Another subject of the Everyman project will be Jimmy Olsen. Lex convinces him that the only reason Superman's angry is because, and he's partly right, that Superman will be jealous if everyone else is as powerful or nearly as powerful or even more powerful than him. So Jimmy Olsen is one of the bosses, and like in the story, he's beating your ass, and you're losing, the only way to get him on your side is to tell him, Jimmy, I'm Clark, we're friends. I I'm not. I don't. I want you to be happy. I want you to be successful. I'm not out to stop you. And then, he's sorted. Mostly, okay. Yeah, he's sorted. And Manchester Black will be in it. He's a pretty cool villain. And aside, like one of the first and low level bosses will be Toyman and Prankster. I think they're kind of funny because they're the weakest Superman villains. They cannot stand the idea of everyone in the city getting superpowers because they're already considered jokes, they're already unlikable. They will give anything to stop this happening. Or else they want powers from themselves so they can finally fight Superman and Lex on an even playing field. Another side mission is we have to discover how Lex got the technology to make the Everyman project, and there's like, because Superman takes it to his Kryptonian lab, he puts it through all the tests, and it's beyond even Kryptonian tech. There's no way a normal human should be able to understand this. It feels more like magic. Like, it makes no logical sense how he's able to pull this off. So there's two possibilities. Either he's got tech from Brainiac, and yeah, he's got tech from Brainiac that who's captured, or Brainiac let Lex think he captured him when Brainiac is also pulling the strings at Lex and is using him as a puppet without Lex realizing. Or he made a deal with Mixie, which would tie the two stories in together, and Mixie's like, Clark, you told me you wished before that you could be a normal human and be average. Congratulations, I did it for you by giving everyone powers. That would tie both stories in together. Yeah. Also, I think it'd be cool in the background, in order to tie in all the universes in together. You have, like, in the newspaper, it mentions Hugo Strange sent to Arkham, or it mentions something about Arkham, and it shows on the news that at the same time, Flash was trapped in Iron Heights, while Batman was trapped in Arkham City. They were both meant to be trapped in their respective prisons, but kept alive, so higher up villains could do something, could do their plans, and have it go under the radar, because the main heroes are being distracted by this prison nonsense. Okay, peace out. That's all I got so far. Bye.